Hello, I'm Andy Bowen, and I'm founder of Clearview Communications and Public Relations. We specialize in media interview skills workshops and crisis communications training and presentation skills training for executives really all over the world. And today I wanted to share with you some tips and techniques that will help you to provide powerful media interviews and help you to get your messages across to your stakeholders, to your end users. The first rule of preparing for a media interview is to develop objectives. What are the objectives that you want to achieve in that media interview? What are the metrics that you want to hit in that interview? And what do you want to be asking yourself when you leave the interview room or the studio? Did I hit this key point? Did I hit this key point? Did I hit this key point? In other words, develop objectives and measurements and metrics that you will hit during the interview. And that will help then to help guide you in developing your key messages. Now, the key messages and the talking points, as some people call them, are really what I call value messages. These are things you want to share with the reporters, with the journalists, with the bloggers, and repeat them several times so that they will get into the story. But these are value messages that you want to share about where you are in this news story, how you feel, what you're going to do, your reaction, your plans, and other things that you feel are important to share with the people who are watching or will be reading the report that the journalist or the blogger is putting together. And once you develop those key messages, I want you to role play and rehearse with your key staff so that you're really good in providing the key messages and you don't get off message and you don't get into the weeds and get all disorganized. So, and get them to pummel you with questions, the most off-the-wall questions you can possibly imagine, because there's no better confidence booster than when you sit down with a reporter and the first question that comes out of his or her mouth is one you've already anticipated. It really is a confidence boost, and it really plays into the whole exchange of the interview from then on. It really does. And so when you're developing those key messages, and know that a media interview has been said to be it's a presentation that's interrupted by questions. You will have prepared so well for your media interview that it's merely a presentation that's interrupted by questions. And believe me, a media interview is no time for original thought. So prepare, role play, and rehearse, have your key messages. And if there's a question that's asked that is not germane to your key messages, go ahead and answer it the best way you can. It's really a two-way street. You have to give the reporter what they want, but you also want to provide key messages that will resonate and have meaning with the stakeholders and the end users you're trying to reach with your information. So when you have a question from a reporter that is not within the scope of your key messages, go ahead and answer it to the best of your ability, and then block over back to your key messages. Just as the reporter has an obligation to ask questions and to get to the truth and to be skeptical, and they are, and that's their profession, and that's good. You have an obligation to work to get your key messages into that report so that they will then get to your end users. And know that there's no such thing as off the record. If a reporter ever says, "Can we go off the record?" your standard answer is, "No, I'd rather not go off the record. What I have to say is too important." Never speculate. If a reporter says, "Well, what do you think if?" You don't want to speculate. And if an if question comes out, you know you're being asked to speculate. So I can't speculate on that. But what I do know is, and then provide your key message. I hope some of these tips and techniques for effective media interview skills have been helpful to you today. And should you need more information, please give us a call.